All right, so we're gonna get our piece 4 inches cut. Morning, everybody. Welcome back. Friday in the shop today, and it's been a long time coming, but I wanted to get an update and some work done on the Indian Larry Tribute Panhead build. We've done a little bit of work between the last video and now. The last video might have been a year ago. The customer has a ton of bikes, and we kind of mothballed this one in favor of getting some other stuff done. So I'm going to jump back on it today. I am in the middle of building the pipes. The rear pipe is all mocked up. Going to start doing the mock-up on the front pipe. So show you guys what we're doing there. Show you what we did for the brake side foot control. I've been doing this stuff like a few minutes at a time here and there in the last couple of weeks, but didn't have enough time to dedicate to working for very long, so didn't film anything. But this is really the last little bit of fabrication that needs to be done. So once we get this exhaust pipe built, we're trying to decide if we're going to do shotguns or do a kick up or whatever. So I'm going to get them built to a certain point. We got to make some mounting brackets, and that's really going to be about it for the fabrication. It'll be time to blow this thing all apart and start doing finishing work and all that good stuff. So anyway, that's where we're at for today. I'm going to hop out there and get some work done. All right, so just to give you guys a little update on what we've got done, you can see we got our rear pipe mocked up here. Like I said, we're deciding if we're going to kick up or whatever. So we're still kind of trying to figure that out. So we're going to get our front pipe done today. We also got our brake side foot control done. We're using the WR brake pedal and clutch pedal just because we like the nostalgia look. Last thing I got to do here is remake this brake master cylinder pusher. I do have the new Heim joints in, so maybe we'll try to get that done today as well. We got our mounting plate, J brake master cylinder, and all that stuff fit up to the bike. So super happy with all that progress that we made in some of our downtime. And we're going to get this pipe made up and probably also try and get the top motor mount tacked together today too. I forgot that's one last piece of fab we got to do. All right, so luckily, these are some STD panheads, so we plasma cut these stainless flanges. Going to get them bolted on. And start fitting up pipe pieces. My plan is I'm just going to fit the stuff here. I'll mark it, hop over to the welding table, tack it, bring it back, put it back on the bike. It's a lot easier to fit this stuff, or not fit it, but weld it on the welding table. So rather than trying to do it on the bike, that's my plan. So got a couple bolts, bolt this up. First thing we're going to do coming out of the head here is have a 90-degree turn. Just basically a straight 90 out of the head. All right, so we got our marker. Let me go ahead and sit this here. Get a couple marks so we know how to clock it correctly. Now we'll pop this flange off, go tack this on, and come back and continue on. Everybody, quick interruption in the video here. I just wanted to mention our channel is growing. It's a slow but steady growth, and I really appreciate everybody who takes the time to watch us. I do notice that about 75 to 76% of our views come from non-subscribers. So if you enjoy what we're doing, click that subscribe button. It really means a lot to us. It helps support the channel. Lets us know that we're headed in the right direction, doing the stuff that people are enjoying. And if you are doing that, please subscribe. Leave us a comment. Let us know what we're doing right. Let us know what we're doing wrong. We want to improve constantly and put out the best content that everyone will enjoy. So sorry for the interruption. Appreciate you guys, and back to the video. All right, got our first part tacked up. Go ahead and bolt it on here. All right, so we're looking pretty good here. Might have to come out a little bit longer than this even. Yeah, all right, so we got to cut a piece a little bit shorter than this, I believe. These two combined are 4 inches, so I think we're going to go like, maybe I'll cut a 4-inch piece. We'll tack it onto here, and then we can always shorten it up. I think that's what I'm going to do. All right, so we're going to get our piece 4 inches cut. All right, let's get this bolted back up and let's see what else we can come up with. I think we're going to be real close. We may have to trim off a small bit of this straight, but it's not going to be a lot. Because what we're trying to do is get this to end up in line with the pipe in the back. So what we are going to have to do is trim a little bit off of this this 90, just a little sliver it looks like, to get this straight. So we'll get this trimmed off and then see what we got. Sand this up a little bit and we'll be good. All right, what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and weld this bend onto our long piece, which is going to run back here. We'll get this put on here, and then we can use this length that we've got to get this all dialed in how we want and looking good. So that's my plan. I'm going to go ahead and tack these two together. And I'm looking at this. I think we might have to cut these tacks here and just take a tiny sliver off of this, because this is angled up just a touch and it's giving us a weird look on this pipe. So I'm going to go ahead and get these welded together, and then we'll come back and take another look. All right, so we got this piece. Just going to play with a couple little angled pieces, see what we can get for getting our stuff lined up. I actually like that pretty good. We'd have to shorten this up about the width of that to get that back in line, which is okay. But I'm not loving how this has, what the clearance is. All right, so when I built the rear pipe, I hung it out this far to keep it away from the oil tank a little bit. Still fit inside the kicker, which was fine. But in having the front pipe align with this, we really need it tucked in tighter. So I think we're going to maybe offset these in. I don't know. I got to really kind of play with this now, because if we offset it in tight to the motor, that would be fine. And I could probably just cut that off and tuck that in. I don't know. We're going to have to look at this a little bit. I could always move the foot peg out with a spacer, but I don't know how that would look. I actually kind of like the pipes shotgunned in, or, you know, staggered. So, I mean, I could cut this and tuck this in tighter. I just didn't want it like right against the oil tank. You know, right now we've got about I don't know, like a finger's thickness, whatever, maybe 3/4 of an inch. I could, you know, squeeze it in a little bit more, but I don't know. I'm going to have to think on this for a minute and see what I can come up with. If I put this one so that it lines up even, it's going to be all up in your foot. So we can either stagger them in, like, you know, have this one staggered in under, which I kind of like, or I got to try and, shorten this one, but I hate to have it that close to the oil tank. I mean, it gets hot, but exhaust heat and oil heat is...
I don't think that's too bad. There's nothing we can't get to there, right?
Oh, no, yeah. I just meant, like, aesthetically, does it bother you? Like,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think it would when it's together?
No, I don't. I mean, I might even make this one, you know, like a little longer than this one, maybe even, you know?
Yeah. I don't think it'll matter for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm, you know, kind of where I'm leaning.
I mean, they're also, it's custom, so you never know. It could be anything.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Bring it out all the way, it gets in the way.
Right, if we bring it out all the way, I mean, we could move the foot peg and everything out.
Oh, no, it'd be in the way of my foot.
Yeah, so that's the thing. If we bring this out to line up...
Let's go the other way. No, because I can't even get to that.
That's what I'm saying. We'd have to move this whole thing out, like with a big spacer, which I don't really like for looks-wise. So I think like this, just bring this in.
Well, there's a big spacer on this side, though.
No, there's not. No, it's bolted right to the frame.
Well, this looks further. Maybe it's not.
No, it's pretty. I mean, maybe a touch because of the shape of the pedal. I mean, it's a completely different shape on the pedal. But the peg is all the same. The peg there and there is the same. Well, I'd unbolt this whole thing and put the spacer in between the frame and this and move the whole bracket, everything out.
Is there anything that has that like that?
No, because you would never really do it. It would be like only to make something like this work. Because we'd have to move it like, you know, and so it just...
And then that leaves linkage, right?
No, that's just a brake line. There is no linkage. The line's going to go inside the frame anyway, so...
I don't think I have a problem making it
staggered. Yeah, I kind of like it.
I've never seen it, so I'm trying to picture it in my head.
Yeah.
I don't see it as being an issue at all.
Yeah.
It will still allow access.
Oh yeah, and I mean like you pop the pipe off in like 2 seconds if you need. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like a modern bike where it's a big ordeal to get the exhaust. I mean, that exhaust will come off and
the mount will be then
yeah, so it'll be probably something from here to here and then from here to here, I'm thinking. Yeah.
And no way to mount it from the bottom so you don't see a big plate up.
We could do that. We could make a mount off the transmission from here and come from here and then here to here inside. You like that better than up top?
I hate to...
Yeah, so it looks like they're just floating?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah.
And then this, no welding, it would just bolt in?
It would just bolt right to the transmission.
I like that better.
Okay, yeah, probably looks cleaner, yeah. Because you won't really notice it. I mean, when the bike's on the ground, you won't even see the bracket at all. It'll just look like the pipes are kind of flying in the air.
Yeah, I don't think I have an issue with that at all. I think it'll look all right. It might have to be a little shorter.
Yeah, or we could even them up, whatever. It doesn't, you know.
No, I think I like
a little, like maybe, I don't know, 1.5 or 2 inches longer. Yeah.
Staggered, and then it will look like we designed it that way rather than it was going to get in the way.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's how I design everything, kind of. It's like you have an idea, and then you see what the bike gives you, you know? So, cool. All right, well, that's easy enough. All right, guys, so we decided we're going to stagger the pipes in. I think that's going to be the best look. That's what I decided after conversing with the customer. So I'm going to get a mark here. Go ahead and cut this off. Come back and fit it. All right, let's see what we got here now. Okay, yep. So we're just going to need to add a little pie cut in there, which I think I have right here. And try this out. Just to roll that down. All right. So we'll get this welded on here, little pie cut, cut that off, and then we should be able to get our final fitment. All right. One last time we'll pull this off. Hopefully. All right. Let's see what we got. All right. I'm really liking that. I think we're going to get the welder over here because we need to weld the motor mount, which has to be done on the bike. And we'll get these final tack here, and then we'll look at making some mounts for the back. So. Yeah, that's just, it's
not bolted.
Yeah, it's only got two of the 3 bolts in because the one's kind of hard to get in, and there's no gasket. So.
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah, then we can kind of just.
Well, like a bracket so they hold together, or
What's that? Yeah,
straight there.
yeah, that's good. And you got foot peg clearance here now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
So-
why that one's tucked in so much.
Yeah, yeah,
And this one can't because of the tank.
right.
Yeah, we just heat that fucking tank up.
Yeah, I mean it gets hot as it is, but yeah. So now I'm gonna make a bracket, I guess, off this tranny to here. Although I might just tie the two together
Yeah,
and see.
Tie them back here.
Yeah, if I'm. Yeah, this
'Cause
actually.
that might-
This actually needs to, like, might have to cut this loose. It needs to come down, like, just a. There we go. Perfect. 3 quarts and just have no oil tank? That would be funny.
Yeah, the old wall fucking thing. Used to know the V10.
Yeah. All right. Where the hell did my wire go? Gonna get this motor mount tacked up.
This is pretty close there, right?
This is the last bit of fab. These 2 motor mount pieces and whatever mount for the exhaust.
All right.
Yeah, and that's it. They'll be ready to break this thing down and finish weld and all that stuff. Yeah. All right, got that thing tacked up nice. Gonna cut another one from our piece of welded up chain here, and we'll get the other side welded up good, and figure out what kind of exhaust mount we're gonna make. All right, looks like a 3-inch piece with some holes at 2-inch. Have a nice little strap across the back. We'll weld a couple studs on there and lock that together. And if that feels strong enough, we'll just go with that. If not, we'll add a brace from the exhaust up to here. But a lot of times just tying the pipes together, especially this pipe with the 3-bolt flange on these STD heads, gives you what you need. So we're going to try for that first and see if we can make that work. So I'm going to jump over on the plasma table. We'll blast out a quick bracket and come back and weld it on. All right, so we made up this little dog bone bracket, nice simple, and we'll weld these 2 bolts to the inside of the exhaust, get some little nuts for them, and then I will cut them off to the proper length. So first thing we're going to do is get the 1 bolt tacked on, then we can put it together and get the second one. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I think once we get it full welded, it'll be fine. I'm going to get this marked, probably cut this off right about here. And I don't know if we're going to put any tips or just leave them shotgun or what, but that's kind of down the road finishing work stuff. So at this moment in time, the fabrication is done, I believe. All right, everybody, that's going to be a wrap for today. Pretty happy. We got all the fab work on the Panhead project done. Be ready to get that thing broken down. Lots of finish welding. Still have not nailed down a paint scheme yet. Lots of polishing needs to get done on that thing. So still tons of work to do, but thankfully it's the middle of summer and we'll get that thing broken down and all the assembly work will get done inside the front room here in the AC. So that is a beautiful thing. And that's it. We're going to get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow for our regular Saturday. Have not decided what we're going to work on tomorrow. Possibly back on the GS 1100 aluminum bobber build. I don't know. I'm going to think it over tonight and make a decision, I guess, see what the day brings. But as always, appreciate you guys spending some time with us. I hope you enjoyed this update on this long stagnant project. And we hope to see you next time at Gattis Garage.